And welcome over to the reporting grounds in Dreamhack Qualifiers in the Oceanic Closed Division. Recent news that a pack of hounds, seemingly Grayhounds specifically, are chasing after 5 men in a what seems like an abandoned town. Over with me to give you more coverage on the story is Cyberwaste. How are you doing, Cyberwaste?
I'm doing very well. It looks like this pack of dogs are doing very, very well for themselves. They're just basically going through the motions against a set of terrorists who are known as Yuki Theater. There is only one man left standing. That is Netic. Sicko will square up against him, and that'll be the P250 cleaning them out. Grayhound only losing 1, and we are up 3-0. We're in here a little bit late, but I can definitely say that Grayhound have won 3 on the trot. They're choosing to start CT, and Malta is currently leading at a 5-0 line. And Yuki said on the T side, it looks like they're bought in. They've got all the Kriegs in the world that they could want.
Yeah, it doesn't look very good for Yuki, I suppose, it's not Jaded, interestingly enough. But such lack of utility. However, looks like this is just going to be potentially an A push. Debate. Yeah, so if it says Yuki on the screen, don't worry about it. It's actually Jade. Your caster is confused, but not Cyberwaste. That's why I have Cyberwaste here.
Yeah, it's very common for names to not quite square up, but you mentioned that their utility is actually quite weak on the T side. I'm not so sure about that. There's been a lot more done with a lot less on T sides, and that is the sign of a strong T side, is if you can make a lot work with very little. But that smoke from the CT side will basically stunt that progress towards mid, because it took out the double doors. So we're moving into 40 seconds, and the Yuki Theater is going to have to open up their curtains and put on a show for the CTs, and hopefully it's not blindsided, but Dexter will throw down the smoke to block off the upper tunnel. And that's basically going to force the hand of the T side and close in towards the B site, and multiple claim a pair, and actually the B site's been completely seized, and this is going to be extremely difficult for Grayhound to retake. Not impossible, mind you, but it's notoriously difficult.
And they have a couple kits going for them. I don't think it's really in the world. I think Grayhound actually pretty much still has this. It's going to be very hard. They drop 1 flash. They're probably going to push in now. It's 1 tag. Trade off. Oh, managed to get a double. Oh my goodness. And they actually do win this off. I thought maybe the lack of health would not work out, but I guess the one that had the most health seems to survive. So it's at least something on the board, and very early on, so that's good against Grayhound.
Very much so. And we'll see how Grayhound will buy it. They're looking to buy in and try and stunt the growth before the side of Jade or Yuki Theater will be able to sort of stack their rounds together. You notice that the economy on the T side is very rough. 3 members on 50 or lower, 950 on each, and Joe's entry frag on 1250. They're really gonna have to be frugal and careful with their next set of movements. We see 3 near the A site. It would appear that, yeah, there's the buddy system between Inns, the new recruit, and Dick Stacy on the stairs. And Inns has gotten tagged up hard, so he'll be looking to basically be a meat shield at this stage and just really pick his battles.
Yeah, try to get some information as well, just see what they can do here. With a fast-paced map like Dust 2, there's only so much information that you can. You're just probably hoping for a tag at the moment. Slowing down production a little bit for the side, Jaded. Especially with that nice pick from Dick Stacy. They're kind of slowly pushing through mid, but it looks like they are going to start committing to B if they don't get caught off and pincered around. All right, getting Dexter, though. Seems like they're okay for the moment, and they will get a bomb plant, and it's deja vu at the moment. However, with a more player advantage, so that's good for them.
It's very true.
So, have to wait and see. I don't know. I think they might be going for a save here. The economy's not too good for Grayhound. Plus player disadvantage. Looks pretty fine, though. They get to hold on to the op. That's not a terrible thing. However, this is a way to catch back up for the side of Jaded. I don't know why... Huh, never mind. Okay, I thought I saw something that was totally out of the ordinary. I thought there was somebody trying to go for the defuse, but never mind. Misread something, but either way, it's fine. Enough of my weirdness, more about the closer matchup at hands 3-2. They're almost going to tie this up here, Jaded, and they have a 2-round streak, so that does allow them to get a little more comfortable with their buys. Wonder if Faye will buy anything. Yeah, they'll just buy this SG very quickly, and looks pretty good right now for the side of Jaded to start evening things out. Not a lot of utility on the side of Grayhound. I think they might be not looking to win this, but just take away guns. But Neck will take away their lives on Malta and make the B site open again. It looks like they're pretty happy with getting to B site. Get some trades on A and start moving their way towards B, depending on what they want to do. Just going to check ramp real quick and then probably go down through long. Might be choosing to go for the site B. They do have information. Somebody there! Psycho will go down. Dick Stacy once again just handling mid, but people are falling around him left and right, so not looking too good. They are trying their best. Int's pushing up towards mid. Now they're trying to do a pincer formation, but already Jaded, they're trading. It's 2 for 2 right now. And they've used a lot of utility just to take this site to just plant the bomb. So this could be potentially Grayhound coming back into it. They trade again. Ints is the last one remaining. Not much health, though. Any looks like they are going to probably keep their promise to hold on to this round. They will be able to. Apologies there, by the way. I'm going to probably do some visual narration for you, as there is no feed at the moment. We're reconnecting that, so just bear with us a moment. You're not missing too much, though. And we're back. Now right off the bat, Psycho will just go ahead and get quite a couple of kills. And this rush, they're getting punished for it really quickly. Faye did just immediately gets taken out. Most impressively, as they, or not taken out, but they got tagged quite significantly, and then the rest of the team kind of fell out. Very aggressive stuff coming in from Grayhound, but I guess they really want to just keep on to this lead, and they will be able to do that, get rewarded for their aggression. Well, when you get to Dreamhack, which, you know, after the Berlin Major may not seem like the biggest thing in the world because it's another day of entering qualifiers, another day for moving on. I'm sure Grayhound always still has that passion to represent their country. And also, I'm sure Jaded wants to prove a lot of things here. And usually Dreamhack is where we start seeing these teams that we kind of know locally, but we don't really know in international scene or international scale, and they start showing up. I think one of the greatest stories recently within like a Dreamhack that really put something on the radar was Bravado, or what used to be Bravado. I think they're now called Attack. But this was a really good team that like showed up in Dreamhack, and maybe Jade is something along the lines of that, but we'll have to wait and see. They kept it very humble and close. They had a tie. Grayhound brings it back. However, it was very expensive. Not really in a rush, though. Taking it nice and slow. Here's a couple of banks. Has some information about where the enemy is on the side of Jaded. So Grayhound got to be careful. And frag! will just walk through that smoke, impressively turn around, and able to find nice first initial pick. But however, there's still quite a bit of utility to the name of Grayhound, so they have to be careful, and they want to bait out that utility before pushing in, because once they take that site, because they could get overwhelmed by flashes and smokes. Dexter notices that they're going through mitten to get 2. Things are dangerous, and yeah, you took out Dick Stacy, that's been the controller of mid for a little bit, hanging out at B. But you gotta be aware that they're not the only best player on, not the only great player on good old Grayhound. Vanilla, however, still able to trade, but it's just now 1v3, and this slow play of just trying to bait out utility, unfortunately, will not allow them to have the luxury of doing such things. Drops a nade, gets them to half exactly, tries to go for the cheeky plant, will be able to do it. Can't find the second peak, will go down, just it was a matter of time before they started ganged up. Managed to get the bomb plant, though, so he got a little bit of bonus of that so they can buy some utility going into it. But Grayhound will confirm that they are going to keep the lead. Jade, I like when you commit to your plays. You're really strong when you do that. Enjoyed a lot of trying to bait out that utility before trying to rush into the site. I really appreciate that, but you gotta be careful sometimes because Grayhound will take advantage of that. Because we saw earlier, they don't mind trading and they don't mind being aggressive. Yuki decides to go for a little bit of a save, maybe tries to steal a weapon or two. They have the CZ, a couple of flashes as well, so they're just going to commit to his site. It looks like it's going to be B, or A, excuse me. Gosh, I can't read today. Well, Ince is going to be rewarded handsomely with a grenade. Only gets Vanilla, though. Tags him to half. No armor, that's pretty impressive. Tags him even more. Vanilla playing with fire, literally. Just hanging out by the stairs. There was fire there, man. Just throwing an incendiary. They know exactly where they are. Grayhound doesn't care, though. They don't need to rush this round at all. They will just gladly stay comfortable. Yes, they do like to go in aggressive, but no need if you know they're all rushing in. They're going to drop their flashers now, see what they can do here. And that's the sign that they're going to go hunting today. Grayhound just leading the pack with Psycho in the back, just picking them off one by one. Does manage to get Ints, but that's all they're going to do, and I don't think they're going to be able to take the weapon. Nice tag. 4th one as well. Doesn't manage to get the ace, but very clean. No armor, so it makes it look even cooler. Our production thought it was cool, though, and I agree with their production. I think the fact that you can aim in a video game at all is always impressive in my mind. There's a reason why I'm sitting in the caster's booth, because my aim's gone. I could maybe launch a nade, but that's about it. I'll entry. Oh my gosh! Beautiful stuff. Medic just goes in there with a flash. With their teammate, manages to get Dick Stacy caught off guard. And Dick Stacy's been starting to go down right away in the beginning of these rounds. Gets caught off guard a little bit, but it's okay. It happens. Also, I think they're the entry fragger, so I don't think it's too much of a deal. Not quite sure what Ince's role is here. I think they're just kind of a lurker right now. It'll be interesting to see. They are a new member, but they're showing up in spades, I think is the phrase. Doing really good. And like Cyberway said earlier, it's not how much utility you have on Dust, it's what you use with it. Very true. Grayhound doesn't have much utility, but they certainly make up for it with their lightning fast reactions. However, Vanilla keeping it smooth and clean, and oh my gosh, what a Molotov! Pressures in, backs out. They have a good line of sight. Vanilla gets it. That's the 4th kill right there for Vanilla in this round, I believe. It's either the 3rd or 4th. It's really just... That's a player to watch out for. I've heard of Vanilla before, but I have not seen them. I don't know if they started their Mountain Dew League trek yet. But already, Jade looks really good. I don't even know if Psycho will be able to keep on to the op. I think they're going to be able to hunt that down. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Oh, no. Entry frag. Frag will try to do something, but not to be the case. But very strong. Jaded. Showing up here. They really do have a good understanding of the matchup going on here. Tries to get a cheeky little attack. Will be able to do that. Malta feeling the burn after that. It's a simple rush onto B, and I think they're aware of this already. Grayhound just going to try to spread a little bit. I really like Jaded doing this. Just trying to get a frag, exit out, not going too aggressively, see what they can draw in. Unfortunately, they will get the trade from Grayhound's side. It's not what you want to see if you're a Jaded fan, but still okay for them. Dexter going to go ahead and switch on over to the op, try to shoot through the smoke. Jade says we'll have none of that. Decides that B site's not too guarded, but something that they don't want to tamper with. Wait, yeah, and they think they're going to go towards A because they really don't want to deal with an opera in a close encountered space where you can only enter in so many ways. Whereas long you have a couple of ways of cover. It's not much cover, but it's at least a little more, I would say. I would say it's easier to catch the enemy off guard on the A side versus the B side for sure, as they will do that immediately. Psycho will go down. And they're just pushing in together as a group. They are certainly trading, and I like this a lot. They have a great buddy system going in. They are aware that Dexter's just right around the door. Dick Stacy will be able to get the trade, but there will be the last one remaining. 2v1, certainly not impossible. They have a kit, they have a flash and smoke. They're going to try to do this, but I think they're aware of where they're coming from. Dick Stacy's just going to wait out. Go through the smoke ever so quietly. They have the kit. They're not worried about it. But they're ready. Frag. Hanging out by the car. Ready to just get anybody that wants to. But Dick Stacy thinks better of it. Wants to hold on. The economy's not that great. And Grayhound slowly slipping the lead again. But for how long is it once again just going to be a seesaw of them taking back the lead? Another few rounds, or is it going to be Jaded just confirming that lead for a little bit longer? They're going to tie this up. Pretty sure they're going to go for a slight save. Unless they want to buy into this. They have been okay with buying into it with not using too much utility. Looks like they're going to go for just a partial save or buy. Seiko, what are you... Oh my gosh, what happened? I thought they were going to hold on to that op. I don't think they were expecting that right away. They're going to pick that up. Barely get away with their lives. And could have gone down quite easily. No, it's ready to just take them out. Deny them holding on to this op. Dexter accepts the fate, and that is just not an op that Grayhound will be able to hold on to it. It's very unfortunate. What were they doing hanging out, peeking through the door? Double door seems like such a dangerous place if you're trying to go for a save. Perhaps they weren't, or they were just trying to travel to the B site. Just kind of huddle up there. Not a clue, but again, they get tagged, this time being Dexter. I must say, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I think it's Nijay? Perhaps, I don't know. The opera for Jade. There we go. We'll go with that. The opera for Jade showing up in spades again. Next, get some information that there's somebody hanging around behind them boxes, but I don't know if they're aware that Malta's also hanging out with them as well, but I assume that they are there. Or they assume that they know they are there. Just playing the waiting game right here. A lot of line. Netic does able to get a kill, and they also managed to live with their life. Dexter going down as well. Dick Stacy, however, says not going to waste any time. Okay, you want to keep mid and just keep peeking out? Well, I'm going to stop you from doing that. Gets one. Almost got 2K. That would have been beautiful, but unfortunately, Psycho will go down as well. It's just Ints remaining. They got tagged earlier, so they're very low in health, and I don't know if they can do much. They have no utility at all to try to retake the site. They can get flushed out very easily by Faye. And this is a Jade just taking the lead right here. Ince is going to try to go through. Commit to a play. Gets the 2! Oh my gosh, living with 3 health. Gets it up. Saves the day. Ince just kept the lead for Grayhound. I did not expect him to go through the flames. I thought they were going to wait for that. I suppose if you have no kill, you don't want to waste time. But fair enough. Who's to say anything can happen when you are with Grayhound? Grayhound looking strong. They're still... I mean, Jade's still keeping them respectful. Certainly Grayhound, again, making the best of a minimalistic situation here. This has been a very close first half, like pretty much all in all. So I think the economy's been managed quite efficiently from Jaded, though. Looking really good here. As they're going to try to get some information. Dexter's ready to take this shot right now. Gets the tag. If that was an op, I'm sure that would have been the kill. They throw in a nade. See if they can fish out the kill once more. They know they got that tag. They know they're really low at some point, and hopefully that nade was going to do it, but not to be the case. Neg does have information, though, that they were there. They were pretty much good. I don't even understand. Dick Stacy was just right there, and I can't believe you have reaction times like that. Holy smokes, speaking of reaction times, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Nigel, this is so amazing from him. Misses the shot, very low in health, gets punished for it, but not too much. They do still have 60 health. However, Dexter could respond with the tag. That makes it easier to take them out, but they're still going to get the bomb plant. I still think they still have a good chance this round. Unless Ince has something to say, but not to be the case. Faye just shoot them back of the head, and they are just going to meet them from above, and there we go. Oh my goodness. I have no words except for welcome.
Yes, and what an exciting turnaround this is turning out to be. Now, Grayhound possibly at their weakest that they've been in quite a while, but this is really being a bit of an upset nonetheless so far. They may be able to be taken out here by Jade.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Grayhound, I mean, they might be finally experiencing that little bit of jet lag from getting back from Berlin, and then on top of that, just did their Mountain Dew League matches yesterday. So you have kind of that window of opportunity for Jada to kind of make that star-studded appearance where they're very much an underdog going in here, but they've been really doing great executions. However, great nade coming out from Grayhound does a lot of damage, and with 2 scouts and being able to get those tags from the nade is so huge, which means that basically the lack of an op is almost obsolete, if you will, just because they are able to follow up with that damage and looks really good. And they're playing it safe, Grayhound. They are pushing for pressure and they're pushing for information. And they look good. Oh! Dick Stacy still got it. Private Eye. Investigating. They're sleuthing.
Yeah, and they needed that. With this severe economy advantage, they needed that. But they are turning this one around.
They certainly are. I mean, Grayhound, they're so hungry all the time that they are able to work very minimalistically. Malta, oh my gosh, they're just peeking around the smoke, and they have the information. They're rapidly shooting, not going to get them, but it's okay. They do have Dexter to follow up, and these buddy systems that they have with the Deagles are so crazy. It's interesting to see. The Deagles are just they're just slowly inching their way through smoke and get all this information. It's absolutely crazy. But that is going to be the first half. Grayhound.
Yeah, first half down, and that's what we were expecting to see from Grayhound there at the end, where they start to come along. That was a round that they should not have been able to steal, but the Deagles absolutely win it out. So maybe this is the return to form for Grayhound. Maybe this is all going to be downhill here from Jade. But we'll see, because there is still plenty of game left in this one.
Yeah, big time. And it's sort of been like a back-and-forth seesaw. Grayhound does have that lead, but it's only for so long. So we're going into the pistol. Grayhound won the pistol technically, so we'll see how they be. I'm curious to see how Jade will do and see if they can take away that momentum and start bringing it back, tying it up 8-8 already. But I'm really excited. This has been a great series already so far.
Yeah, a bit of a sneaky boost coming through, but nothing from it as of yet. We're seeing a bit of a rotation back towards A now, which means that this feint is sort of working.
Yeah, working out pretty well for them. Najee just hanging around behind the boxes, does manage to find Malta. Still working out for Grayhound. Yeah, it's a good trade, but they still will be able to plant on the B site. A kid, however, is in Njai's pocket, and they're able to get Dexter as well. So this means that the 2v4, this is very ideal, unless Ince has something to say about it. And they've done a crazy comeback. We'll see if that happens. IJ just wanting to slowly come in here. They get Ince. Ince is done here, and yeah, they're just going to do a cheeky shot. Vanilla saving the day, keeping their boys alive, and giving them the good old tie right there. Bringing it back 8-8. My goodness, they're certainly making Grayhound work for it.
Yeah, and look, that's not the worst outcome in a pistol round either. They got the bomb down at least. That's going to set them up reasonably well coming forwards in this half. There are worse things that could happen there. So a really nice feint out of there. The two members going A-long first drew all the defense over to that side. So that worked out really nicely. But yeah, in the end, the defuse coming through in time, really nicely cleaned up there by the members of Jade, and I love just seeing double door tags. They're so good. They're just it's amazing. Hand-eye coordination is so good with some of these players. It just astonishes me. And right now, the Opera for Jaded, or the sniper for Jaded, is so good. They've been able to get a lot of good kills. However, we saw earlier Grayhound work with these Deagles like magic. However, they did have a little more utility to their name, so they were able to work out with that. Not too much utility for the side of Jaded. However, they do have all the time in the world, and they're not really worried if they plant the bomb because they can easily take this back. Interesting that they left the site unattended. I'm very confused about that. Well, maybe they did, but they got to watch above them. They will be able to do it. Nedic able to find a couple of kills, but they made that a little more expensive than it needed to be. It's just Dick Stacy remaining now. That's going to be it, and they will be able to defuse. But that would have been very scary. I almost thought Dexter Malta, was going to get away with that. Yeah, a bit of an interesting play there, but once again, so for the first time in the match now, Jade actually pushing ahead in the scoreline. Grayhound still trying to build up that economy, but they're going to be able to get the full buy here and now. So it's looking like this will be where they really shift into gear, and we can expect a lot more aggression coming out of them here, whereas Jaded don't have quite as much money to throw around because they have been... Well, because they've been spending on previous rounds, and CT are a bit more expensive to boot, so
Yeah.
You have to give Jaded, you have to give Greyhound rather a bit of an advantage in this round in terms of economy, but we'll see how that trades out because we've already had a couple of meaty hits come through.
Definitely see how this goes for Greyhound. They're ready to push towards long, and they're ready to just make Psycho look like an absolute boss here. Just kind of trying to control mid. They do get a little bit of tag onto the Scouter, but
Yeah, he got the rotation.
They're just hanging out in mid. They're really just kind of waiting for whatever they want to do. They do see the utility going out. The fire is ablazing, and that is the signal that they are trying to push towards A. You gotta come regroup with your buddies. Ooh. They are able to just peek right up there, looking pretty good. Able to get a little bit of a tag, but it's still 3 for 3. But however, Frag still hanging around. They're gonna let them plant the bomb, but that does allow Nick to come back in the nick of time, and they have a 3v3 here. Still pretty even, but Dexter is in a really good position now, hanging behind the boxes, able to get a couple of tags. Really good stuff from Malta. Shoots through the smoke and will be able to secure it. Greyhound goes ahead and snatches back that lead into a tie, and we'll see if Greyhound, again, in this seesaw of momentum that we're seeing here, comes back full swing.
Well, it looks like they're just going to be saving this round. Yeah, just pistols coming out from Jade here, and yeah. That's.
It's interesting that the CTs are all on B, but I think the reason why is because they're just wanting to travel in a pack and they really just want to take weapons. I think B was just kind of the initial approach because when you're on the T side in Dust 2, you do like to rush B a lot. And if you're kind of congregated there, you do have a slightly better of a chance, not much though, to just make Greyhound have a very expensive round. Not even just win the round, but just make it expensive for the T side. So I think they're just kind of okay with just rotation. They wanted to start at B. They know that they're not starting at B now. However, I think they just got jebaited.
Yeah, you can see the hesitation from Greyhound as they don't know where any of the members of Jaded are. But now, starting to get an idea, and there's a couple of people caught out in mid there. That's a massacre there, but there goes one from Malta going down.
No armor, not much. They do manage to take away one gun. Ooh. Will they be able to keep it? They do manage to get Dexter, and they're going to walk away. However, they're on the hunt. Ince, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're pretty low on health, buddy. I don't think you're allowed to go on the hunt. Maybe you can if you're going to be able to catch him off guard. Still gets the kill. It's okay. It's just, look, man, when they are low on health and they're just trying to get some exit frags, it's just always going to make my heart pound because you don't want to spend that unnecessary money.
Yeah, absolutely, but works out this time, and not the cheapest round it could have been, but definitely still some economy bled away from the members of Greyhound Gaming. Jaded can't be too unhappy with that one, considering how little they invested there. Looks like they are going for another economy round here, but already things are starting to look a bit dicey for them.
It is, but I think at this moment they're only going for this slight economic round. They are getting caught out though. Ince just kind of just going for the long round flank, and Ince has been really good, just sort of lurking around and really catching this team off guard. They just do very unexpected plays. It's very unorthodox play styles in some cases, or just very out of left field for the most part. It really is good. And on top of that as well, I think Yuki, they're doing smart things by saving as much as they can, because I think they feel like they are more confident when they have all the utility they can have as a full buy, because they want to have as much as they can have going up against Greyhound. That being said, you even the playing field, and Greyhound's a little more, I feel like, technically enabled.
Yeah, they've been getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Oh, another opening kill there, Malta picking up. One of the more dangerous players there of Jaded, so a great opening kill, and that's really going to set up this push as they rotate through to come down long.
Beautiful stuff. Oh, flames as well. Just going to go ahead and shut things down. Vanilla able to help get out that trade, but Dexter leading the pack and over just planning on to A site. And this is so interesting to me that we're seeing Jade stick together as a group so much. I thought that was just going to be for like the ecos because they wanted to get the trades and the value, but now it makes me feel like they're more of like a pack of hounds than Grayhound themselves.
Could be. Oh, a couple of really meaty grenades. A lot of people really low here. There's an opportunity for Nedic to try and bring this back. But no, it looks like they're not going to go for it.
I think you definitely want to go for the save here, especially when you see that op lying around. You want to really empower the opper of Jaded because they've been on it lately, and I think they're really good. I think at the moment, though, definitely Grayhound being a lot more aggressive and kind of catching Jaded off guard. They were expecting a lot more slower plays that Grayhound were doing earlier, but I mean, this is something that you have to, as a CSGO team, be very adept about. Is just changing up that play style, when to be, passive, more spatially aware, and when to be aggressive and just commit with the immediate information that you get from entry frags. So this is something that you want to keep an eye out for. Malta popping off, by the way, saw that was 20 and 12. It's a ratio that is not the craziest, but certainly most impressive. Vanilla going in, however, does get Psycho. That's the op gone. That's one of the ops gone, actually. Malta still has the air one. Dick Stacy, however, hanging out in the double doors, and things getting very interesting. Malta just going to take a couple of tags here. However, the rotations from Jade have already happened. A couple on B. It might be able to find... Ooh. Oh, Dexter off guard, but Dexter's pretty much ready for it. They know where you're hiding. They know where you live. They know where you're from. They know where your IP is. Vanilla's still trading, but Dix... Oh my god. Ince is just ready. Like, Grayhound Gaming has been so good about trading this kind of stuff that they really do make it a lot more valuable for them than they do for Jade.
And the big thing here is Jade did not really invest heavily in this round. They went for a cheaper round despite the fact that they've given away a few recently. But it's worked out for them so far. They got the plant, they got numbers advantage. No, I'm getting my teams mixed up. They do not have the numbers advantage or the plant. I don't think they'll be able to make it back into this one, but they have not made it cheapy for Grayhound.
No, they certainly haven't, but the trades, I feel, definitely with Grayhound just being so aggressive, they get to a point where a lot of the times Jade feel like they need to go for the save rather than go for the gold, and that does make it easier for Grayhound to buy back into the situation. Does it make the economy any better? Not entirely. However, look at that, 12 grand for Dexter. Really amazing stuff right here, all around for the side of Grayhound. So, I mean, definitely they have thought this through, I feel like, Grayhound, more with their trades and winning the round. It's expensive, yes, but they're able to buy back into it because of the win bonuses that they get. Yeah,
Yuki, or rather Jade, not really in a position to give up any more rounds here. They're starting to run out of ground to give, so they really need to start coming alive. There we go. It's at least Dexter being taken out, but losing 2 in the process, but not a good start here.
Whoa! That was way too down long. That was really close up and personal. More so than an op should be, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. But this is not good for Jade. I think you actually want to go back and save again. You don't have much money. You really want to try to use the weapons that you have right now, but I think they're going to go for it. They really don't want to have Grayhound to have any more momentum. I mean, Psycho getting a lot of nade damage is a great way, and if they can get the Sicko, thank you, goodness gracious. Production just corrected me, even though I just casted this team yesterday. Goodness gracious. But yeah, looks like Grayhound is going to stand by it. Sicko, unfortunately, does go down. Like I said, Sicko had a lot of damage on them, but In's able to follow, pick up the op, and they're pretty much good and ready to go. They're going to go for a save. They tried their best, but yeah, Jade is slowly falling away.
Yeah, slowly falling away and potentially slowly bleeding out if they can't get something going, because they don't have a lot of points left here on Dust.
Fortunate for those, the loss bonus will come into play, and this will allow them to buy into it a little bit if they want to do so. Double op. What's the idea here, I wonder? I mean, they can set up towards both sites, get a real good control of mid, but Grayhound's been kind of dancing around that lane.
Yeah, it looks
So,
like Grayhound
here we
going very aggressive on this B rush, which is going to make it very hard to get value out of those ults.
Yeah, but Dick Stacy, aware that maybe this is not the ideal site. They look like they're still going to commit to it, though. Waiting to see. That smoke was slowing things down for sure.
Yeah, and that's going to be a full rotation away there. Bomb making its way back through the T-spawn, a couple in the tunnels as well. And Jade, they're just setting up a screen now, trying to work out where the next probe's going to come from, so they can answer it in kind.
I like this more. This is a more standardized textbook spread out, and they're not sort of grouped up together, which really makes it difficult because basically Grayhound's been baiting them out, getting sites so easily because of this. So I'm really happy to see that Jade are using the CS:GO tactics a little bit more that are standardized, and looks like they are aware though that it might be potential commitment for Grayhound towards A site. They see the smoke go out. Don't know if they want to use that as a way to enter into the fray, but looks like Sicko's getting ready to drop a little more utility. Vanilla's ready and waiting. They drop a nade right there. They could be getting some good damage. Not to be the case, though. Armored up and good to go. Oh, decks are going down.
Ooh.
Vanilla gets caught off guard by Malta, so they're able to get a trade. Somehow Sicko is able to follow up and get that kill. Frey doesn't get the shot either. This is not good. Netic trying to gets the tag.
It's 1v2 and Sicko is critical there, so this is still very winnable. And Jade need this. That's costly.
Costly, but
they couldn't afford to give it up.
A win is a win at this point.
A win is a win at this point, you are right, but that is not the cleanest win they could have had there.
No, but I think when you get into situations like those, you just kind of take it on the chin and just go like, all right, well, we're not going to dent the economy. Our goal is to just really catch up at this point and not even worry about the economic game. The economic game is just us making sure we have enough money to go into the next round for this. And they finally get double digits on the board, so that's good for Jaded. However, they still got a long ways to go, and Grayhound still has the potential to get this at to match point right now. However, a lot of nades and flame damage going in, and Netic will just keep going with this momentum that they have. Great stuff now. Sicko, again, aggressive push. And along with the hop, interestingly enough, it's kind of interesting. I find that they invest into that, and they will not be able to hold on to that. So that was rather actually an expensive round for Grayhound.
Yeah. Jade needed. And this is going to potentially put back into a place to try and come out on top here. Grayhound, they're starting to hemorrhage money there. A few more like that. And they're really, really going to be in a bad spot. They're still able to afford the full buys at this point. It's starting to look a bit dicey.
It really has been. It's been super close, and I appreciate that from Jaded. Speaking of super close, Malta already lose a lot of health, but it's again, I don't know why they do this, but this is so cool from them. They managed to get a good bit of a trade. Got Faye. Faye has definitely been showing up time to time, but I think Netic and Vanilla right now are the ones that you want to really watch out for if you're Grayhound.
Absolutely. Now, everyone's stuffed up down long at the moment. We'll see if Jade work it out. They've got a few people lurking and rotating at the moment, but they've still got sort of wide coverage there. And in fact, it looks like they might be expecting a full rotation out because they're almost leaving A unguarded, but at the moment, neither team willing to make a move. Minute left on the clock, still plenty of time to get that bomb down, but okay, looks like we're starting to see some movement here. This will be the move forward from Grayhound slowly.
See the commitment going in right now. They are going to try to flush out the offer from Jaded, but is it going to be enough? Vanilla gets a pick already. The Flames really put them in an awkward situation where they have this little slug to protect themselves, but again, they can't really get a good beat on the offer, and they're pretty much ready to go. Good tag onto Sicko as well, means one shot away from pretty much death. Ooh. However, offer burning alive, able to get the trade though, meaning it's a 1v2 and Sicko's the last one remaining. Again, it's almost deja vu here. Oh my gosh, Brody is trying to get the plant. Will not be able to get that plant either. So that's a great denial of that bomb plant money as well. And there we go. Now Jade is like, hey, Grayhound, remember when it was to like eat instant ramen and only be able to go out on cheap, entertaining days? Well, here you go. That's what it's been like for us for a few rounds.
Absolutely. And so with that, ooh, meaty shot already. We're going to see the pistols only. I think they're just going to try and do whatever damage they can, most likely, and maybe try and get the bomb plant down once they've created some sort of opening just to try and fix that economy. But you can't expect much from Grayhound this round. That said, we've seen them do some incredible things with this Deagles.
I don't think shooting your friend in the head was one of them, but yeah. Gets a huge tag. They got the kill, so fair enough, I suppose. Want to be a little bit careful, a little bit of back and forth, however. We've seen Greyhounds still pop off with the Deagles. Low health or not, though, I think this is going to be very dangerous. Unless they get... Oh my gosh, Faye! You gotta back up, dude. Oh, it's so scary. They don't have any nades, though, so they can't just shoot it. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? Greyhound! It doesn't matter if you shoot your friends or not, I guess. You just go ahead and win the round. You just tap away. This like, wall of deagle fire through the smokes is so effective. Nedic, however, has to deal with only a little low health, and they do have a kit to their name, so they can be pretty much fine about this. They don't have to peek, though, Greyhound. They can just kind of hang out here. They will peek, however, still get the kill, but... Oh my gosh, that could have been scary if Nedic was able to find those shots that they needed.
Well, you know what they say, you don't have to have an eco around if you're as good with Deags as you are with the rifles, and Greyhound once again pulling off a ridiculous upset round there with no economy in the bank, and that's going to put so much pressure here onto Jaded now, because they are running out of ground to give here.
Yeah.
And they're running out of money, as they've got a couple of SMGs on the field just to try and fix that economy.
Yeah, some ways of making up for it here. See what happens. Greyhound's on match point, though, just because of those Deagles. Not much utility. I mean, Jade is just looking, dire straits right now at the moment, unless they pop off like they did again. But Vanilla going down, controlling mid right off the bat. Good stuff from Sicko. Making a sick shot. Living up to the sick name with a sick spelling. Beautiful stuff. They're just still pushing in through. We're just going to go ahead, and once they control mid, they're just saying, you know what, let's go to A. Nedic will be able to rack up a kill, but I don't think it'll be enough to get so much damage through the smoke. It's a 1v3, and I don't think there's going to be any way to come back from this. A really good attempt from Jada, but that is going to be it with the flame and the fire. It's going to be pretty much over, and that is it. Greyhound taking game one of this series already right off the bat. Jaded, however, looked pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, look, it's definitely a better performance out of Jaded than perhaps many would have expected. They do come into this absolutely the underdog, and they really did push Greyhound in a number of places. It was just a couple of incredible upset rounds from Greyhound to show exactly why they are the top dog in this match. And with that, yeah, one up in the series. Definitely still a chance here for Jade to upset, but Greyhound's starting to look really good and returning to form. Looks like we're going to be heading over to Inferno.
And we'll be heading over to Inferno after a quick little break, so don't go anywhere. Inferno's coming up. It's 1-0 for Greyhound against Jaded. Don't go anywhere.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our coverage for the Dreamhack Masters Malmö qualifier here in our Oceanic division and our bout between Grayhound and Jade, although the UI will tell us different. Grayhound one map up after Dust 2, and they're wanting to close it out on their choice of Inferno. My name is Sabaways, and I am joined by Peronius. Hello, hello. And how are you taking to the CS that we've seen so far?
Definitely not the game I thought it would be when I was doing my pre-game research. I mean, I did note down here this is probably the weakest we're going to see from Grayhound in a while, but they've definitely been bleeding a lot more than what we'd expect coming into this. Especially comparing, you look at the bookie odds of this game and how heavily they favor Grayhound for this one. So for Jade to take Dust 2 as close as they did, definitely not what we'd expect from that one. That said, Inferno, definitely a very comfortable map here for Grayhound. We see they've got a very good recent history on this map, so makes sense that it is their map choice, and definitely going to be where Jade have their work cut out for them.
Very much so. And still in the early stages of their new member Inns, who got brought in a couple of days ago after Urkast's departure after their romp in Berlin, where they had a 1-3 record. And now that's in the past. The present will be Inferno, and the match has been called live. Your CT side will be the side of Jade, aka Yuki Theta. Your T's will be Grayhound Gaming, and the T's will be armored up for 3. 2 will have util. 2 smokes, 1 on Sicko, 1 on Dexter. We've got a flash, a Molotov, and the entirety of Jade is just armored up. Want to have a skirmish in mid, and a lot of damage exchanged early, and Grayhound will win that battle quite handily.
Yeah, we're already seeing the rotation coming through. Jade, they know this is where the fight's going to break down. Good opening kill, though. But there's the trade back. Still, incredible work from Inajay. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to pronounce it, but they've had a really great game so far.
Definitely very strong, but now the manpower's slowly being bled away, and Inns is playing a big part in that. 3 for him so far. And now as Kinetic against 2 being Sicko and Inns. Maybe Inns will be feeling a little bit, maybe perhaps feeling a little bit of the swagger that you get when you get the kill chain. Maybe he's wanting to get another one, get a 4K on the round. I mean, why not? And he's got the perfect angle for it. Sicko is just trying to get him to bite. That's exactly what will happen. Inns will get the final frag, a 4K for him, and a pistol round for Grayhound, and end to end. That was pretty much Inns leading the pack.
Inns has also had a phenomenal game so far. It's definitely working out really well as the new member of Grayhound Gaming. Taking a lot of unexpected off angles as we saw back in Dust 2 to pick up a lot of early kills. Even if they did a lot of the time put themselves in a very vulnerable position in doing so. But getting a lot of early openings for the rest of the team. Now we're going to see Jaded. They're just going to take this one easy after dropping the first round. Going to get aggressive with these pistols, but they haven't not bought into this one.
Negative, and only Ginny's been able to get any damage down, and Inns has actually hit the deck, but only one person lost. And in a T side, frags like that aren't as valuable as they would be on the CT side, because, as is tradition, the CT side is far more expensive. But we do go into the first gun round for the CTs, and only M4s, a little bit of smattering of utility, and a little bit of a love tap. They both got stuck in the doorway towards library, so that's gonna make the work a lot easier for the submachine guns, particularly the Mac 10 that's on Dick Stacy. Dick Stacy obviously won't know. But if one of the members gets engaged upon, it's going to make the job a lot easier for the subs.
Absolutely, and they're stacking up, getting ready to push onto A there. So, looks like they're going to be coming in through the high road in there. See if the defenders get caught off guard by this one or not. We have a bit of probing, but Here comes the rotation through now as they take up position around the site. Ooh. INS winning out in the stairway, but then getting traded back by Vanilla.
Only Vanilla has been able to respond. Inz is the first casualty, but Yuki is on the back foot. The Jade Empire is slowly melting away, just like Vanilla will at the hands of Dexter, and now it is a 4 versus 2. And if I were the side of Jade, I would be wanting no part of this. It looks like one of the members is just running away with it. And Dexter's been forced down, so that's going to force a rebuy. So any exit frags from now on will have a good chunk of value, especially anything you can scavenge from a fallen T as a CT will be really valuable. Especially if you can nail down Sicko with the Krieg, because that is the largest investment of the lot. And Sicko will say, no, you're not going to hang on to your rifle. It's only one member left. And boom, will go the bomb. It doesn't look like either team will cross paths anymore. So 3 on the trot for Grayhound. And Jade will have to either bank on the M4 getting a ton of frags or their pistol finesse, which, well, knowing the scene, will be quite sharp and something to fear. We have P250, couple Deagles, the CZ. We'll see them go to work. It won't be the first time if they do end up pulling up some heroics.
Not a lot of utility in the bank if things go pear-shaped, though. They've really got to get the early ambush, get those kills, put some people down, get some economic damage done onto Grayhound before Grayhound can run too far ahead with this one. A lot of gathering up outside of apartments. That'll be 2 downed by the Deagles, but that'll be just about it. I'm also a little bit tentative on putting the bomb down, just waiting for the smoke to be put into place and begin to plume. And that'll be just a blunt force hit by Grayhound. They did take a couple, but they've gotten the bomb down, which is the extra funds, and all the members alive. And now the 2 members of Jade, they'll just be aiming to do what they did last round, just go for exits and try and make it as expensive as possible moving forward for Grayhound. And that looks like to be exactly the case. It doesn't look like either team's going to really cross paths. None of them can really afford to at the moment. So the bomb will explode. It'll be a 4th now for Grayhound. And as a T, now in the current version of Inferno, you'd really want to keep this going for as long as possible. And you definitely can. Look at the Sicko's money before the buy. Let's have a look. 10,200. That's going to be a big bankroll. And most of that's gone into the AWP, which has been Sicko's specialty for quite some time. And we're going to have a duel of both the AWPs. Yeah, Image looking really good on the AWP as well, actually, as we saw back on Dust. So definitely the potential there to upset if they're really set up for it. But it really is going to be on their team to create the space and create the opportunities for them to get to work there.
Look like the CT AWP has been given any information. He won't be able to peek out either. He definitely will there. It might have been able to be peeking out and looking for the bomb perhaps on T ramp towards spawn, but there was nothing of the sort. There was a couple of legs, but nothing much after that. And we see the T's begin to move up mid, and at least Malta is moving towards the arch position, has a smoke at the ready. And Sicko has pulled the upper hand early. That AWP really going to work, and now Dexter is signaling that there will be a hit. He's got the bomb in his back and is moving into position. Malta is at the arch, wanting to thread through, and it's looking like an A-side hit, so it'll be on the backs of Joe's and Vanilla, who's in pit, to basically hold this off if it does go there, but they've just been double pumped. And it'll be up to the lone defender on beat wall. He's not lone anymore because he's dead. Thanks a lot, Dick Stacy. It's looking like a clean round again for Grayhound, and both members of Jade who are on the A side, they're going to have to try and fight for their lives and try to hang on to these weapons. The longer this goes on, the worse it's going to get for Jade.
Yeah, this is definitely the Grayhound we were expecting to see. As we say that, though, look at these trade backs coming back. Entry Frag getting some work done. does go down in the end there, but delivering a lot of damage there in the tail ends of that round. They need a bit more of that, though, to put themselves back onto the board.
Definitely. And looking at the CT economy before the buy, it's looking really, really stretched. You see the FAMAS and 4M forward, so even then, they'll be relying on perhaps dropping one of the Kriegs early on and scavenging that and using that to their advantage. We'll see how the rest of the round's going to play out. We're in round number 6, still early stages, and still plenty of room for a comeback to occur. It's happened plenty of times, especially on Inferno. Skirmish towards Banana, but basically passing like ships in the night. I remember jumping over the wall and might be seeing a couple of members by the tree and wanting to move up Banana. It looks like that is exactly what will happen. Just tentatively trying to sniff something out and try and basically egg out a weakness. Looks like we're going a full split play between Jade. We've got 2 members floating around B, 3 floating around A, and it looks like the first engagement's taken place. That's Malta scratching another one.
With that, we see the bomb coming back into play, making its way towards A, where they've got local advantage, but getting the kill onto Dick Stacy. There goes Malta picking up Vanilla as well. That's going to leave A pretty wide open. Sicko pretty low on health there, but it's going to be the bomb going down.
That'll be pretty much it. It'll be Joe and Faye just wanting to stay back and figure out where to go next. We've got 6 on the trot, and you've had full loss bonus for a couple of rounds now on the CT side, and it's...
Ooh, this could be something. Nope, never mind.
Never mind. Faye will eliminate ends. Definitely a frag to still be a little bit angry about, but giving over a Krieg to Faye, we'll see how that's implemented, because it's been far more powerful on the T side and a weapon in general, as opposed to how the AUG was for a little while. That weapon on the CT side is definitely fallen out of favor now. But with all that said, we got another round on the board. Now, round number 7, 4 M4s, and Jin has picked up the AWP once again on the CT side, and Sicko's wanting to have another go, have another duel, and we'll see if any info will be reloaded over. Sicko did see a frag get tossed towards the top mid, but not really all that much. A little bit of damage exchange, actually. And Sicko and Dick Stacy's been grazed up a little bit, but nothing to be of concern just yet.
So they might be going for the push down Banana. They're stacking up there 3 deep, edging forwards. A lot of very cautious plays from Grayhound Gaming, which is interesting because they played very aggressively back on Dust 2. So really showing their flexibility as a team. And definitely these more cautious plays have been given them much more consistent outcomes, whereas their aggression did get punished a couple of times, and that might be why we see the change in strategy.
Perhaps. And it looks like 4 of the members of Greyhound are outside of Banana. That smoke's going to cut them off. And it's going to force them to really reconsider. And they're getting pressed for time. We're moving into 30 seconds. Nobody's made a move. And Vanilla will eliminate Malta. So for the first time in a while, it feels like Greyhound are on the back foot. And they don't really have a choice as opposed to just going in. Jin's gone down at the hands of Dick Stacy, and Kitten's there to trade them out. Dick Stacy going down. And trades will always favor the CTs in this instance, but now we are into a 2 versus 2 on the back of that. One from Dexter, and the bomb is now down. And both Joe and Vanilla will be left to reclaim the bomb site.
Ooh!
And Joe can't do that anymore. gets riddled with bullets by Dexter, and now Vanilla, near construction, Inns will gladly tell him to stop, and that'll be that. 7, and now 1 round away from a half win for Grayhound, and the pause has been called for the server, and we're unsure as to the nature of the pause, but it'd be safe to assume that it might be a tactical pause by the side of Jade to sort of stem the bleeding and stop this seeming free fall that they've been in since the start of the map. You see 7 rounds gone, 7 on the T side, which for some has been perceived to be the stronger of the sides for Inferno as of late. Perhaps trying to clear the head, or perhaps it was even a ping issue. Who knows? Either way, pistol round now for the side of Jade. 3 CZs, the Deagle, and the 5.7, and 1 HE that is on the back of Fate. And for 3, a little bit of damage exchanged onto Inns and Dick Stacy, but nothing too high in the agenda. But still, any trade back you can get, especially in close quarters, could be worth your while. And Faye and Inns see each other. They definitely will.
He's going to get the bomb.
Faye will get the
he can find
upper hand, and Kitten did get one. And now we are in a 1v1 between Sicko and Faye. And I'm not sure if they noticed that the bomb is downed.
I don't think he did. No, he didn't look that way at all. So I don't think he knows where the bomb is right now. He could have had that in his control if he had found it. But he has picked up an AK. That's definitely going to equalize out this fight as well. But a lot more utility in the hands of Sicko as well. And plenty of time still to rotate through to grab that bomb and make it back to a bomb site. Especially once Sicko realizes that Faye is not camping that bomb.
With a player of Sicko's caliber, you're definitely going to be checking every corner, looking at every possible avenue as to where a CT could be hiding, especially when the bomb is left back in such a precarious position like that. And Inns has got to know, Sicko's got to know the times of the essence. We're running into 14 seconds, and this was essentially a 50-50 for Faye. He expected the engagement to happen on A. It did not happen. Sicko will get the bomb down with time to spare, and I was thinking that Faye would have hung back, but knowing it's a 1v1, he's decided to have a go. He's moving in towards CT and towards the church where Sicko will be hiding. And Sicko would have definitely heard Faye stamping about. He might not even know. No, got the pre-fire, and Faye will have the patience of a saint and all the time in the world to defuse the bomb, even without the kit. So that'll be the first round on the board for Jade. But man, they had to work a lot for it. 2k for Fate, and even then, 19 HP between another Grayhound round or a round for Jade, but they're definitely not out of it yet.
And what a round. It's exactly what they needed. They went into that with such a minimal investment. It's finally going to put them back into the game. They need to do something with this, though. They can't just be one and done, or, well, this is going to be a very quick map, if that is the case. So they need to do something with this now that they've got that early win there, and keep the momentum going. And looks like so far so good for them. Early AWP kill onto Dick Stacy. Definitely going to set them up.
Definitely, and now the AWP will change hands towards Fate, and the boost onto the flower pot. Not quite. That will be the trade back onto Vanilla. And Dexter, he got quite the licking. He is on 2 HP and the bomb carrier to boot. But then again, it's always the theory. If you're up and breathing, you're still a threat, no matter how tagged up you may be.
Absolutely. Now we see them move everything onto Banana. Rotating the whole team there. They're playing it slow once again, but obviously getting ready to push out onto B after unsuccessful probe of A. Here we go. Ooh, that's a nice.
It was a slick bit of util usage to basically cut off the members of Grayhound, but they showed no fear. Put down the smoke and decided to move forward. There was the bomb, tossed it across the smoke trail, and it's picked up by Sicko. Jin did get one, but that was traded out, and now we are in a post-plant, a 3 versus 2 for Grayhound, and now a 2 versus 2 with Kitten eliminating Malta, and Joe is moving through the church towards the B-bomb site, and Dexter's not watching that angle.
Nice incendiary to flush out the defenders there. Works a treat. It's a 2v2. Orps creeping forwards looking for any target. There's the engage. Sicko coming out on top of that one. And now Netic, well, yeah, Netic's just going to let this one go and save the Orp.
Is it actually Netic or is it Kitten spelled backwards?
Huh. It is Kitten spelled backwards.
It's been a trend I've noticed. They've loved to spell their handles backwards. Either way, that'll be Grayhound back on the board. And 8-1 with 9 rounds gone. Moving into number 10, and the side of Jade a little bit all over the place. There is a AWP with full util, a decent bit of utility on Kitten, but the rest of the members are really stretched out. The AWP's going down early. That is a big loss, but that is quickly avenged and hopefully recovered. Yeah, Joe will get the hands on that, and that's given into the hands of Vanilla, but the people are falling down around them. Dick Stacy will claim a second for himself. Now it's Joe and Vanilla to the left, and Dexter will tear Vanilla asunder, and now it is 1 versus 4 for Joe, and not anymore because Dexter will give him his party gift. 2k for Dick Stacy, 2k for Dexter, and 1 away from double digits are Grayhound and Jade. They look completely lost now after scrounging so hard to get 1 round of the board. They just haven't had any answers.
No, Jin is definitely not having the performance they had back on Dust 2, and we're really seeing a result of that. They are still the top performer of the side, but has not been a good time for the members of Jade here. And here comes some aggression, but it's still so heavily favouring Grayhound. Look at that damage.
That's what a lot of HEs at a budged up batch of CTs will do for you. If they hit the right place, they will hurt a lot. Just off the top of my head, that looked like about, say, 150 damage, give or take, from HEs alone. Insane. And that is Grayhound on double digits, and a double AWP setup now for Jade. Jin and Faye have the big rifles.
Ooh.
And that's one of them down already. Sicko having no fear. He's engaging his namesake mode, and that is the B site completely collapsed upon, unless it looks like Vanilla is moving in towards CT. They might be able to catch the bomb carrier, but he's not even looking anymore. That B site's been completely surrendered. Eds will move in with ease, put down the bomb, and that has forced Jade to retreat extremely quickly. Looks like aggression is not something that they're a fan of. They like things a little bit slower. And a T side of Greyhound's caliber, they love churning on the aggression whenever they get a chance to.
Oh yeah, we've seen that from them plenty. Now that they're feeling a bit more comfortable, they're able to push up the aggression, and you can see that the members of Jade, they're just not in the same mental state that they have been earlier in this series, because they're just falling apart a little bit, and it's hard in this sort of pressure. They do manage to get a few kills here towards the end of the round, a couple of exit frags, maybe hoping to pick up another one. Ooh.
They did.
Ooh,
they did.
They did, right on the edge of it too. That's going to do some damage, but they need more than damage here. At 11-1 against them, they really can't afford to give up any more rounds. They need to start picking up the wins. It's a big hill to climb.
Definitely, and looking at the money situation, just based off of my basic mathematics, Grayhound can basically buy out because of Sicko's bankroll at 11,900, and Yuki Theodeke, Jade, they've been basically on the struggle bus in terms of their money, basically living like students on their CT runs. Big trade to start off with. So it would have been a turn of the tide for Jade, but no. Doesn't look like it will be the case. It's 3 versus 2, and there's only one defender on the B side, that being Jin. And he does have the orb. That is an extremely powerful weapon around that area, especially towards the coffins. And looking at CT, if they end up making the cross, and big trade there. And Joe's actually started to move behind the members of Grayhound, but that's sadly not where the bomb is. The bomb is on the A site directly. Sicko will punch in the digits. And now Jade will be on the pump. It'll be Joe and Jin versus 3 members of Grayhound. It looks like Grayhound are just flat out putting up the stop sign and looking to prevent any advancement of any member. Oof. And Dexter will do just that. So will Malta. And we are on 12. And Grayhound are on cruise control. Look at Sicko's money, even before the buy. Oh, if he stays Deagle, if he doesn't buy an AWP and just stays Deagle the entire round, no, he's got a AK in front of him. I thought he would have stayed Deagle for the entire round. That would have been a true show of power. But regardless,
asserting dominance. Oh, not exactly where they wanted that molly to go, but not the biggest loss. Dexter picks up Vanilla. Early advantage once again to Grayhound, but, well, here comes the trade back. Jin picking up 2 before going down.
That will be a big get, but that's not what Jade needs right now. They need rounds, and this could be their biggest ticket yet. Sure, the manpower is against them, but look at the HP pool. 42 for Dick Stacy, and, well, Faye's going to be out of it. And the bomb is actually down, so regardless of things, Kitten's really got to move quick, and with the scout, not ideal for them. It does eliminate Dick Stacy, but even at 10 HP, Malta's wanting to take the jewel. Just tempting Kitten. Oh, Dexter!
Oh no!
The shag is out. That is 1,500 in the bag for him. He wanted to do it, and the spy will tip it. The spy of TF2 would be proud of that one. He'd tip his cap. And just wanting to take you sneaky man, Dexter. Man, he'll be proud of that one, and that is 13 on the board with authority. With authority to Grayhound, and well, this is a tale of 2 maps. It looked like Jade were keeping it tight on their map, Picker does too. But on Inferno, they look completely lost and eating nades for breakfast. How'd that shrapnel taste? Does Kitten get the trade back? He does get a pair, actually, after Vanilla goes down. Once again, player advantage for Jade, and we are in a 1 versus 1, but Kitten is
not looking
down.
So great.
No, not anymore. And Dexter, once again, he's still riding high off of that knife kill, I will bet. And that is 14-1 on Greyhound's choice of Inferno against Jade and Peronius. We can't really analyze all that much, just look at this. It was basically a trend from start to finish. It was Greyhound just starting on the gravy train and never let it go.
Yeah, this has been a really dominant performance from Greyhound on this map. You can tell that they are comfortable here on Inferno. It is definitely one of their better maps, and they're really showing it off here today because they've absolutely just run all over this one. And, well, if you're on Jade, you're probably already checked out. You're probably looking at this and going, this is over. All we can do is try and make it good from here. Make it look good. do what we can, but I don't think any of their players at this point are really going to believe that they can come out of this one. From this point. The disadvantage is so heavily against them here. It's very hard to stay at your best.
They're essentially thinking, when's overpass? When's that happening? But I have seen full-blown runbacks that go into OT before, but that early damage is not going to help things. And Malta and Dick Stacy just being the gatekeepers of the B bomb site. Sure, Kitten does get the trade onto Malta, but this firefight is essentially done and heavily in the favor of Grayhound. And Kitten and Fate to the left, and the bomb is stranded on at the top of 9 towards the car. And well, if you're Jade, you wonder what on earth do you do next? Well, you can't really do much, especially when Faye and Kitten are downed by Dick Stacy and Sicko Mode. 15-1 match point for Grayhound, or map point, excuse me. And well, this will definitely be a statement moving into the final map. Look at the stat lines of Jade. Just not a fun time. 5 and 15 for Joe. 6 and 15 for Vanilla. Faye at 6 and 13. And the top performer in the team is 13 and 15 for Jin. And they can't really do that now. Dick Stacy has claimed 3 on the trot. And he can fall back if he so chooses. His job is done. And for 3, down the hatch. Kitten will be sent to the tally by HE by Sicko. That is the bomb compromised. And Faye's completely known this. You've noticed that one of the members has flat out left. Malta will use the swag 7 to give Faye his marching orders. And that is a bounce back and a half. 16-1 for Grayhound on the second map of Inferno. And well, Peronius, we're going to be going into Overpass with a far different lay of the land compared to the previous set.
Yeah, this is a win at 2-0. That'll be Grayhound Gaming picking up the series.
I'd accidentally thought that the score was the other way around. My apologies. It was 16-12 for Grayhound on Dust 2, and that is a 16-1 for them on Inferno. So that'll be them moving into the second round of the upper bracket, and we will be taking a brief intermission. I have been Cyberwaste. I have been joined by Peronius. You are watching CappingTV and our coverage of the Dreamhack Masters Malmö Oceanic Closed Qualifier. Thank you for your company. We shall return very soon.